What's up, dudes? Tankenstein here. War Thunder 2077 is here, which means that April Fool's 2021 has finally begun. That's right, the holiest of holy days for War Thunder is here. I've been waiting for this since last April Fool's. Every year they got really cool stuff, and this year is no exception. We're going to be testing out a new game mode with advanced large caliber tanks that have rockets, missiles, optical camouflage, as well as drones, recon, electronic warfare, and all of that. So it's really clear that Gaijin is going to be testing new technologies, and I'll be getting into that later in this video, but they're looking to do so in a funny and not serious way, as is tradition with Gaijubles. Also, they are going to be introducing this new game mode called Tailspin, which is just full of extremely powerful cartoon planes. This will be available April Fool's until April 5th in the morning, so for all intents and purposes, April 4th if you're in the US. But this is tons of different game modes, tons of new gameplay, and again, they are definitely looking to introduce new game mode or new technologies into the game in the future. Now, if you haven't done so already, please like, comment, especially subscribe. If you subscribe, I will love you forever. But that being said, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the video. Now, going back to the to War Thunder 2077, which is the one that most people are playing right now, that I could say, and most people are probably going to be interested in, the one that Gaijin is actively advertising. I think that Gaijin, again, is trying to use this to test out new technologies coming to the game. For the drones, maybe it's that they're looking to add either some sort of new kill streak, which I think is unlikely, or more plausibly, obviously, they're testing out new weaponry for inclusion to the game in more advanced vehicles. So maybe this is, again, how they're going to be testing things like maybe ultra-maneuverable missiles or some new elements or more advanced weapon systems that could be present in future aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and, to a point, ships. But that'll be obviously years in the future, knowing how slowly Gaijin is developing naval. Now, perhaps Gaijin is literally going to be adding drones into the future of War Thunder, which would make sense because we're already at that point when it comes to the tank chronology. I mean, the new Leopard 2 PL is literally just came out, and I believe it was introduced into service in 2021, which is much more recent than any drones have been then drone technology has been introduced in real life. So just bear that in mind. This could be coming sooner than we think. So there are 3 different types of tanks that you can get access to. One of them is the Hydra, which will have access to actual drones that you can fire out of your tank, which is extremely, I guess you could say, forward thinking. And that things like that make me think that we are going to be seeing, again, this kind of drone technology coming to tank warfare possibly sooner than we think. I'm not really sure if that's going to be implemented because I'm not really sure, in so far as a tank is concerned, I'm just not really sure if there are any tanks currently that can fire off drones to go and, scout for them. But certainly there are other things like the drones that you can fly around in that shoot guided anti-tank weaponry, which are currently in this mode. And, that does seem much more plausible. So there are 3 different types of tanks, as I mentioned before. There's the Hydra tank, which is the rocket tank. You have the Minotaur, which is a main battle tank. This is probably your more typical tank. It has I believe that none of these are actually crewed, so also bear that in mind. These are all automated tanks. And this has a 140 millimeter gun with composite barrel. It operates with APF SDS, which obviously you're very familiar with if you are a top tier tanker. But if you're not a top tier tanker, that is basically the best type of ammunition that you can get into the game. It also has heat FS, and it's definitely a very, very powerful tank. Interestingly, however, I have not had any success operating the Minotaur, even though it has a 140 millimeter cannon. I am much more successful with the Harpy, which is their Universal Air and Missile Defense Complex, is what they call it in-game. Basically, this is a rapid-fire 60mm cannon, which also has access to APF SDS, but also it has access to proximity fuse, if I'm not mistaken, proximity fuse shells, which blow up near aircraft, which is obviously extremely important because aircraft are difficult to hit, so if you're close enough, that's when it'll blow up. Now that being said, I had way more kills with this, so I'm not really entirely sure, just relating to this game mode, why I had more kills with the Harpy, but definitely very impressive things. It's also possible that they're going to be using this to test out, turretless or crewless turrets. For example, if I'm not mistaken, the T-14 Armada will be coming to game with a crewless turret. Already in game, the Striker for the Americans does not have a crew in the turret. So perhaps they're looking to advance this technology. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This is obviously a very fluid thing. Gaijin is never going to come out outright and just say, hey, this is exactly why we're doing this in the April Fools, or that, this or that. But it is definitely just a ton kind of happening all at once. Additionally, they do have active camouflage in this, which is also really, really cool, I think. They're going to have recon drones, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is part of that's the drone I mentioned before that comes out of the Hydra. So this is a recon-oriented drone, which I could see as being part of the game. Perhaps they're looking to get, and there have been many people who said it, recon in the game, where now you can scout from the sky. People have been wanting a lot of electronics warfare aircraft, which would also make sense, being that there is now some sort of an electronic warfare timer where they give you like 30 seconds, and if you are still in the zone, in the particular zone, in that 30 seconds in War Thunder 2077, let's say if you're in the UAV, your weapon systems get shut down. So this all seems very plausible. So what I think is going to be happening is, I'm not really sure why the optical camouflage is there. Perhaps they're just trying to test out new camouflage systems. We don't have optical camouflage in real life, nor are we really all that close to developing it. So that could be kind of a front for something else. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments below. But you have the recon drone, which I think is fairly obvious. They're going to be adding that in some way, shape, or form. Probably not in the shape of a drone, but in other vehicles. They're looking to add that type of gameplay. Electronic warfare, I think that they're looking to add, and they're testing it here. Certain types of missiles, larger cannons perhaps, different types of armor. That all seems very, very plausible. More advanced turretless, or tankless, or crewless turrets, my apologies, and tanks. Just a ton of different features. Perhaps automated tanks. I'm not really sure where that would come in real life, but just definitely be on the lookout. There are tons of new features that I think are going to be coming. Also, more advanced air-to-ground missiles, and also anti-tank guided missiles just launched from other tanks, which is probably the purpose for the Hydra. So just really a ton of different things kind of going on here. I think more in this patch, or more in this April Fool's than previously. They're really looking to the future and really testing out technologies. Now for the other thing, we have Tailspin, which is their cartoon game mode when it comes to planes. This is something that is substantially less popular from what I've seen. So just bear in mind that this is not really everyone's cup of tea, but I think it's pretty funny. This is probably for the people who really just want to play, War Thunder April Fools just for playing War Thunder April Fools. It's probably less of a serious game mode, but realistically speaking, neither of them are serious game modes. So whether you're playing War Thunder 2077, you're playing Tailspin, whatever the case may be, I think it's definitely really cool. Tailspin, again, is just probably a little bit more funny because it's done in cartoon style, and also you're flying around with animal pilots. But either way, this is Tankenstein. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think that this is rad. I am so in love with this April Fool's, more than last year, more than previously. Actually, probably the last time I really loved April Fool's this much was when they had the walkers and the potato tanks. So again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This is all a ton of new technology that they're looking to be adding to game, and I'm really stoked for it. Either way, again, Tankenstein here. I'm signing out. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the in the comments below for everything, and I will see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.